Hi, Wayne.
Hey Ralph, how you doing? This looks
What
like a pretty good tree over here. Let's climb this one.
are we doing today?
Well, I'm going to show you my climbing method for picking up a tree so we can put in the snatch blocks for our rock work. This is my climbing kit. And this is all my gear. It's all set and ready to go. We have the two sections of ladder, a harness, part of a bag to help carry out some of the gear that we're going to attach to the tree, up into the tree, and my safety line, return belay line. Let's get it all set out. And I guess I'll get ready to put the harness on. Clip into it, and now I can lean back on the tree and have my hands completely free. There's lots of other methods for climbing trees, but for most of the people that climb the trees to put up the snatch block, they often see these people using this webbing straps, and they put their feet in it, but those things will rotate like that, and you just fall over backwards. They've got nothing to hold you to the tree, so this holds me to the tree.
Okay.
The innovation in this process is this little gadget here, if you want to take a look at it. So basically, this is your basic standard Presic knot, which is a slip and grip variety knot. So you can slip it up and it grips. The innovation is right here. I use a link out of one of the chains, and by that I can take out the slack with this one hand. They call it slack tending. They make micro pulleys to do this, but of course the micro pulleys are sold by like EMS and those shops, and the problem is they cost like $80 a piece. This link here, it's got what, 6 out of a 2-foot length of chain that I paid like $250 for. So instead of paying, like I use one here and I use one over here, so yeah, it's kind of a mess in here. But
Oh, we can see it there.
yeah,
It's right there.
it's right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got 2 of them out of everything, and I can make a lot more climbing sets for that same $2. So
Okay.
you have a choice between $2 or $80. I don't know what you would want to do, but so basically, let me start getting up in this tree.
Well, but I noticed.
What?
What about the climbing harness?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, I finally broke down and started using a regular climbing harness. But this isn't a regular climbing harness. This is most of the climbing harnesses that you're going to see in the gym. They're going to have loops on the side here for equipment attachments, but they're not load-bearing loops, so you can't really attach anything to it.
Oh.
This is more of the alpine style climbing harness. They're a lot cheaper, a lot more bare bones, and you can use the webbing straps a little bit more as you might feel fit. So it's a lot less bulky, a lot lighter, a lot more malleable, and it gives me a lot more ways of attaching things. I did try using a diaper harness and the Swiss seat, and they worked okay. And the only problem is they're kind of uncomfortable, and I couldn't stay all day in them. With this harness, I can put it on at the beginning of the day, and then do all the work I need to do, and then at the end of the day I can still have it on and climb up the tree to remove all the rest of the gear.
Oh, so like when we're on the rock crew, you can kind of
Yeah.
do all that work and it's still comfortable?
Yeah, you didn't notice I was wearing it all day the last couple
No.
of times? Yeah,
Oh.
I wear it all day.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't take it off. I may take some of the ropes off of it, but other than that, I left it on all day.
Okay.
And with the diaper harness, they kind of get goopy, and if you walk like more than 5 feet, you don't have pressure on them, they just kind of fall apart.
Oh.
But they're good for rescue situations. If I got stuck up the tree or somebody, I might teach you guys how to tie one so they come get me.
Oh, okay.
So, I start off, I use these two pieces of webbing here for anchors.
Mm-hmm.
I originally was using just one anchor, and before you put that back in the tripod, I want you to get a close-up of this knot on here. I was originally using a single anchor, but as you'll see in a couple of minutes, that I attached both the ladders and my safety rope to this anchor, and because if the fact that if I lost the anchor, it came loose, I would lose everything. Here, take a look. This is the knot I used on here. I think it's a lark hitch. I'm not exactly sure. I remember tying it one night at my house. I was having trouble getting the stuff to lay flat, so I just kind of came up with this kind of hitch, and I finished it off with an overhand over here, but I think it's a lark hitch. And anyhow, so my fear was that if I lost my anchor, I'd lose not only my steps, which I would be standing on, but I would also lose my safety rope, which was attached at the same point. So if I lost my anchor, I would, die. It wasn't so good. So now I use two of them. I decided that instead of using one for each, I could save the carabiner and put both straps up and attach one carabiner to both. That, of course, means I'm relying on the single carabiner to save my life, but their carabiners is a black diamond. They're pretty bulletproof, well below the maximum. So I'm not going to fall very far. So I thought that would be safe enough.
Yeah, and you have dynamic ropes?
No, the static ropes.
Oh, you have static ropes?
Yeah, because it's not falling far enough to make it a dynamic rope useful.
Oh, okay.
The static rope is good enough because the maximum distance is like 2 feet.
Oh, that's what you figure you'd fall?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it wouldn't be much difference there, but the static rope would allow me to cinch things up and instead of having a lot of play in it when I'm trying to tighten things.
Yeah.
Good question. Okay, so why don't you come around this side here?
Okay.
Because this is where some of the magic is. Basically, I reach up as pretty high as I can feel comfortable, slap the webbing into the loop, pull the carabiner out, stuff a bite of rope up under, and bring it down into the loop. A standard, I don't know what type of hitch it would be called, but a standard type of hitch. And then I just tighten it with my hand. You can see I'm pulling it and I'm kind of twisting my hand at the same time. And then I'll hold it with my thumb and pull this tight. Then take this. So you need a lot of tail. You need like a foot or better, a tail. You take that back up and do the same thing. Up underneath and pull it into the loop.
Why'd you go with straps instead of a rope?
I thought it would drift they felt like they drifted a lot less.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if the rope would, because it's got more surface area.
Yeah.
The rope, I might do rope with the next iteration. It seemed to be okay. The problem actually was connecting directly to the carabiner. If you click your load to the carabiner, it has a tendency to drift down the tree a lot more than putting it over here. Oh. Now I put my carabiner on the left side of the tree because I'm right-handed, and so that allowed me to connect my ladders and all the other stuff in this area and keep this connection out of the way.
Okay.
And by putting a double knot in here, I can pull on this and it won't come loose. This is the tail is going to be hanging around, the true tail, and it won't come loose. I did before I put the double in there. One day I grabbed the wrong line, and I detached one of them. Oh. And luckily I had already started doubling up on them, so I had my backup anchor, but the first anchor was completely loose. Okay, so take my second anchor. Take my ladder section, clip it onto me somewhere, and do the same thing. Up and around, down and in, Make it all pretty. Up and over, back and down. Pull out some slack. Pull out some tail. And then tighten it up. Pull it tight. I use my thumb here to kind of tighten it up as I pull on, and you can pull it as much as you like. Get it as tight as you want. And then up and under again, and my safety knot, and I leave that one kind of loose. Then from there, it's very simple. You just take your ladder sections, grab your 2 anchor lines, slip them in, rotate them around. Now I'm ready for my safety loop, my safety line. I just take that, clip it in, and lock the whole thing down. Now I'm pretty much ready to climb. I'll hook up my flip line. Right after, I grab my other section of ladder. And clip it on beneath. Everything else seems to be ready to go. And that's the wrong side. There we go. Hook it on my side carabiner, lock it down. It's locked down. This guy is locked down. Safety line wasn't locked down. It's locked down. It's locked down. I'm good to go. Take the slack out. Now once I get off the ground here, I'm going to go up and do basically the same thing I just did here. Take this one, put the 2 anchors in, connect the ladder, then hook up my safety line, reach down and undo the other ones and bring it up. At the very end, I'm going to get up in the top and I'm going to come down. I'll show you how I connect that when we get back down the ground, because you're going to be so far up there you probably won't be able to see anything. But I'll just go up and come down. And they're a little bit too adjustable, so the next iteration there will be more fixed. The distance, I found out the 1 foot distance between the steps turned out to be just fine for me. Okay, pull on this thing, make sure it's ready. And up we go. You saw there was a little bit of drift there, but it wasn't the 1 foot or more drift I was getting when I was using the rope.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm up. I'll use my pull the slack out of the line, which is hooked up backwards. And I grab it. There we go. If you notice, I got a lot of different colors here. Everything's basically color coded, so I know which kind line to pull. Of course, being me, everything's really complicated. There's ropes all over the place, and that's one of the things I don't like about this method. There's lots of little pieces that you have to tend to or be aware of. A simpler method might be good if somebody wants to suggest it. And double safety, double. Get out of my way. Connect up the ladder. Grab both lines. Rotate it in. Drop the ladder down in the center. Okay, so I'm now gonna just pull out enough slack. So I can.
Oh, that's your safety, right?
That's my safety, yeah. Tie it down, pull on it, make sure it will hold my weight. Disconnect my safety from down here. Flip it out. Pull out the slack. And I'm ready to take the next section. I'll just loosen this guy here using the Presic. Make sure this is all nice and ready to go. Oh, that's not pretty. Ah, there you go. And now, one of the things that's also something you should be kind of careful about these things, this ladder, this system. When you're on the lower level, these can kind of slip out and go sideways on you. I've gotten dumped twice so far, but I had my safety on, so it was nothing. I was just able to pull on my safety and get the ladder back underneath me. So it's nice to kind of use your toes to keep on the side of the tree like this, which kind of keeps you locked in. But if you're not ready for it, you're not going to get hurt. It's just going to scare the living snot out of you. Okay. On the next section. I think it was kind of a maneuver just like that when I was trying to move things out of the way. Rotate it around. Disconnected it and put it on me. Then I got hung up in the gate there. Reach around the other side. And these come out really easy. I just take the safety, the doubling out of it. And then you just bring it up, pull it, and it slips right out. And then you can, I want both hands, tighten this up a little bit. So that was you notice I just used my flip line so I could have both hands free. Other than that, I was using my one hand on the tree all the time. Okay. Second one's out. I attach both of the things to my ladder. And I'm ready to climb up this section. I like to drop these, usually drop these lines in between before I leave it and start climbing, but I forgot. There's no biggie. Put my line up. And pull the slack out of the lines. Now I'm ready to go, up another level. I can just easily connect the anchors up and continue up the tree. The return system is somewhat different. Say I was up to the point where I was ready to do some work. Right now I'm standing in, got the rope in between me. There we go. Step out of it. So I'm ready to attach the snatch blocks now. The snatch block is what I call the package, and the package is attached to the other end of the line with a big old carabiner. Right now, I'm not using the full package, I'll just bring up this part of the package because there's no point in connecting those lines up.
And the snatch block is for the high line,
Yeah,
and it has a sling in there too.
it would be attached. It wouldn't be in here. It would be attached to the yellow carabiner.
Oh, okay.
So I'd have the snatch block, the sling, and the rope on the snatch block, everything ready to go attached to this button.
Oh, okay.
Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to eventually use a girth hitch to set up my return system, and the return system also doubles as a third safety line or third point of detachment. So I like to set that up first. So say I got up here and I found a bee's nest and I got to get out of the tree fast, or something bad happens and I lose one of my anchors and I'm down to the other one. So you got to set it up anyhow. You might as well set it up now. But with a girth hitch, the problem is, well, I'll just show you. It's a simple hitch, but it has a tendency, if you don't pay attention to it, it starts slipping down and getting into everything. You can get it to stay in place if you can keep some tension on it. And of course, when you want to keep temporary tension and be able to connect something up very quickly, it's always good to use one of those slip and grip hitches in the Presic family. And so there is well, I'll show you in the bottom, but there's a Blake's hitch here, and I'm going to tie this to the carabiner using a highwayman hitch so that I can take it apart quickly. I often tie this on the ground to save my little toes when I'm up here, but I forgot, and it's simple to tie, so I'll do it now. Okay, highwayman's hitch is really nice to use because you can untie it with one hand, you just pull it and it comes undone. So now that's tied on my carabiner. Open that up a tad. Position is nice and high so it's out of my way. Put some tension on it. Tension up nice. And it's ready. Now it stays where I want it, where I put it. I need another carabiner, so I'm going to steal the carabiner from my ladder here. I'll just temporarily connect it to my anchor, one of the anchor lines. Take the carabiner out and reconnect them onto me. I used to send the ladder sections down when I stopped needing them, but right now I'm kind of more in the mind to kind of leave them connected. So next thing to do is I put in a munter hitch. The munter hitch will be my belay system, and because I'm a weenie, I want to put some extra friction in it. So instead of doing the straight munter, I'm doing a second wrap around it, which will give me a little bit more friction and slow my descent. And then I'll just connect that up to my main carabiner. And I don't need to, but I'm just going to take a little bit of the slack out of it. I hook my auto stopping knot. Most of the time people would use a French Presic In this case, I'm using a knot called a nut or newt. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. It's a nice knot. It works like this, like the French pressic in that it breaks really nice. I mean, you can take it apart nicely. And but the thing I don't like about it, and the thing that's really nice about it, is self-tending, slack tending. So you can just pull it with one hand and take the slack out of it. But that's the thing I don't like about it, though. Well, there's two things I don't like about it. One's a pain in the neck to tie because it's kind of complicated. And the second thing is, if you use the slack tending feature a lot, it wears at one spot on the thing. So I will probably replace it with a French pressic with with one of my pressic pushers. This guy here. There's so many times I started coming down the tree and found out that I had not undone this guy up here, in which case I would have to go back up the tree to do it. So I always tie this line onto me to the safety line, and for a safety measure, just so that when I start coming down, it self-unties and I can untie it at the other end. So I'm pretty much done here. Oh no, I'm not. There was one other thing about the return system. You got you. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need you. This is a little string that I hook up. I hook it in between the carabiner and the pressic, and that allows me to take it apart. You'll see when I get down to the ground. Unceremoniously throw that on the ground, and you're ready to do your work. When you're ready to come down, check. This is all set. This is all set. Pull that. Now let's. Oh, should have to make sure I'll take the load first. But it takes a load. I can undo that. This is got ready to return. Oh, onto this knot here. And let's see how this. Now I'm ready to rappel down. I don't really need my little flip rope, so I can undo that, get it out of my way. I can use my knot here, my pressic, to lower myself down, stop as I need to. I'll lower down to my previous anchor for the ladder, undo my safety, take the ladder section off, put it underneath, take my anchors off, pull it hard, I'm going to do is done. Put it on the ladder, take the second out, keep it on the ladder, and continue my descent. And I'm down, safe and sound. Now, if you're not familiar with the munter hitch, and you're probably not, it has a tendency to coil the rope. So one of the things I like to do as soon as I get down is to take this out and just shake it out so that the twists come out of it. Then I can take my blue line, pull it, and that girth hitch, the fact that it comes apart easily, just falls down the tree. Now it came out really nice because this is a black birch tree. It's very smooth. If you're climbing on a shagbark hickory, you definitely need to have both those things going and kind of work it down. So the whole thing comes down, you're down out of the tree, safe and sound. Any questions?
Cool.
So now I got my gear all set up and I can walk over to the other tree. I have my ground cloth set up over here. It's like the climbers have, I guess, a name for this thing. But by having a clean spot, I can put my gear on it. And as Ralph, you know that we have to set up 2 snatch blocks. So I can just dump all my gear on here, gather all that stuff, and walk over to the other tree and climb the other tree. Okay.
Very nice.